if you ever go to Los Angeles, actually to Hollywood, and you decide to take the subway, you'll walk down in the tunnel and you'll see these metallic movie reels that some artist has plastered up onto the ceiling of the tunnel. I just thought this was a pretty neat picture, and it is only possible to see this in the movie capital of the world, which is, of course, Hollywood. Of course, in my world, this is how I schedule my movie-going experiences. I get a listing from Moviefone, and I look at the movies I want to see. Let's say I want to see Inkheart and The Tale of Despereaux. I want to see them both in the same day. I really like movies. So I'm going to see both of those movies today, and I want to know if I can do that. I'm going to need some math. Let's just do The Tale of Despereaux as a quick example here. We can see in the Moviefone listing that The Tale of Despereaux lasts for 100 minutes, right? So we want to find out how many hours and minutes that 100 minutes is equal to. So we write down 100 minutes on our paper, and then, in order to figure out how many hours and minutes that is, what we're going to do is divide by 60, because there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So we write down the 60 and then the division bar, because we want 60 goes into what? 60 goes into 100. How many times? And you see that the 100 there is what we're trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out how many hours and minutes 100 minutes is. So we divide 100 by 60. And of course, we know that 60 goes into 100 one full time, so we write the 1 up on top, and then we're going to multiply that by 60 and write 60 underneath the 100 there. And then we draw the bar for the subtraction. And 100 minus 60 is 40. And 40, since there are no numbers left up there for us to bring down, 40 is our remainder. So we write 1 remainder 40 on top of the quotient bar, right? Now, what is the meaning of that remainder? Well, since we're determining the number of hours and minutes here that equals 100 minutes total, we know that the 1, the quotient, or the whole number part of it anyway, is the number of hours. And we know that the remainder that we found is the number of minutes. So we can say that The Tale of Despereaux lasts for 1 hour and 40 minutes. That is its duration, as we converted 100 minutes from Moviefone into 1 hour and 40 minutes, which is what we need to know in terms of our scheduling. So now let's put the schedule back up. And you see, I asked my friends to come over at noon, so we would have some options here. But now they've come over. It's already 12:56. It's almost 1 o'clock already. So look back at that schedule, and that pretty much eliminates the first 2 showings of Inkheart and the first 2 showings of The Tale of Despereaux. We've only got one possibility for attending the Tale of Despereaux at this point, thanks to my friends being late. What I actually want to know is whether or not I'll be able to go to the 1:15 show of Inkheart, and then after that one's done, catch the last show of The Tale of Despereaux, which starts at 2:50. Now, Inkheart is 106 minutes long, according to the Moviefone listing, which means it takes 1 hour and 46 minutes. If you don't remember how to compute the hours and minutes, go back to how we computed the hours and minutes for The Tale of Despereaux and follow the same procedure, except you would use 106 minutes instead of 100 minutes. Okay, so Inkheart starts at 1:15, and we want to add 1:46 to that, which is its duration, to find out what time it ends. You take the starting time plus the duration, and that will give you the ending time. So we're going to have to add those two, so we draw the line under there, and we add just like we're adding regular numbers, except we're possibly going to have to add a step on the end, depending on what kind of answer we get. So 5 plus 6 is 11. Write down the 1, carry the 1. You know how to do this. 1 plus 1 plus 4 is 6. So write down the 6, bring down the colon. Then we have the hours, and it's just 1 plus 1, which is 2. So the answer is 261. That looks a little weird. So, since the minutes number is supposed to be between 0 and 59, this time doesn't make any sense. We're going to have to fix it. And in order to fix it right, I need to show you a little trick. What you want to do whenever you get a minutes number that is greater than 59 is to convert it to a normal looking time. In other words, a time that has a minutes number that's between 0 and 59, which is the only way the time makes any sense. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to add 1 hour to the hours part, and then we're going to subtract that 1 hour from the minutes part. In other words, we're going to do one thing to the hours, and then we're going to undo it or reverse it with the minutes part so that our resulting number, our resulting time, is equivalent to the original answer that we got from adding the 2 times up there. So we add 1 hour to the 2 hours in the time, and we subtract 60 minutes from the 61 minutes in the time. When we do that, we subtract 60 from 61, and we get 1 minute, which we write like a time, 0, 1, then put the colon there. Then 2 hours plus 1 hour is 3 hours, and the equivalent time is 3:01. That's our real answer. And unfortunately for us, it means that Inkheart will end at 3:01, which doesn't do us any good since the last showing of The Tale of Despereaux was at 2:50. So this is not going to work for us. We're going to have to go to Plan B. And Plan B is as follows. We've got The Tale of Despereaux starting at 2:50, and we already figured out that it lasts for 1 hour and 40 minutes. So we're going to take the starting time, 2:50, and add 1 hour and 40 minutes to that in order to figure out what time The Tale of Despereaux will end. This is just like what we did with Inkheart, except that the times were different. That is going to give us 0, 9, so 90 minutes, and then write down the colon, and then 3 hours. Well, 390 is not really a proper looking time either, just like 261 looked wrong in the previous example. So we're going to do the same trick again. Add 1 hour and subtract 60 minutes to compute the equivalent time, with the minutes part being between 0 and 59. And when we do that, we get 4:30. So that means The Tale of Despereaux will end at 4:30. And that works for us because we've got Inkheart with one show that starts at 5:25, which will give us some time in between 4:30 and 5:25. Maybe my friends and I can go out and get a bite to eat in between The Tale of Despereaux and Inkheart. Okay, so not everybody figures out the time, the ending time the same way. There is another way to solve this problem, and sometimes you can even use this as a check for the other way of solving it. It's called the bump method, and what we need to do is look at the minutes. Let's take a different movie. Let's say we've got one that lasts for 165 minutes. And when we convert that to hours and minutes, we find that it takes 2 hours and 45 minutes. So let's say it starts at 3:25, and we want to find out what time it's going to end. So what we do is we look at the minutes part of that starting time, which is 25 in this case, and we bump it up by 1 hour, so that would be 4:25. Remember to keep the minutes part the same. And then on the right-hand side here, we're going to keep track of how many hours we're adding. So we draw a little bump thing, and then we write a 1 for that's being 1 hour between 3:25 and 4:25. Then next is 5:25. And we draw the little bump thing, and that would be 2 hours. Next would be 6:25, but that would be 3 hours, which we don't need because we only need 2 whole hours, and then an extra 45 minutes. So we'll go back to the 5:25, put a little star by that, and that's 2 hours, 2 whole hours. Now we still need to add the extra 45 minutes, and we're going to do that the old-fashioned way. So we start with 5:25, and we just add no hours and 45 minutes. That comes out to 5:70, which we convert to a real time using the trick we just learned of adding 1 hour and subtracting 60 minutes. That gives us an ending time of 6:10 for this rather long motion picture.